Hello friends, welcome to my channel and explore the world of Microsoft Azure. My name is Rajneesh Kaushik and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, consultant and an enterprise architect. For more latest videos and blogs, you can always log into my website rajneeshkaushik.com and subscribe to my blog. Please do not forget to subscribe my channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss the latest videos. Do like, share and comment.
Automate boring ServiceNow tickets with Power Automate. ServiceNow is a great tool for the IT service management needs. But have you come across a situation where your most precious time is wasted in raising these tickets, change tickets, incidents, or service requests? And this becomes quite a boring task and becomes very inefficient, especially when you have to go through this ordeal very often and your work depends upon these external teams. Did you always imagine that you could be very happy if you could offload this work to somebody else? Does it sound familiar? Yes. Okay, so don't worry. If you want to automate this monotonous stuff, then and live a very happy life and productive life, spend some time with your family, then this session is only for you. In this session, we are going to learn how to automate ServiceNow tickets with Microsoft Power Automate and Power Virtual Agents. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself. I am Rajneesh Kaushik. I am a TOGAF certified enterprise architect and ex-Microsoft FTE. I am a speaker, blogger, and MCT last 10 years. And I am also Azure Expert certified along with Snowflake and Kubernetes certifications and other process certifications. My blog is http://rajneeshkaushik.com and I have a YouTube channel with the same name, and you can connect me to my LinkedIn as well. So this is the agenda for today's session. First of all, we will understand what is ServiceNow ticketing system. Then what is a ticket lifecycle, and this is required for those who have never understood ServiceNow, never worked in ServiceNow. So this will give you a very brief understanding about this ServiceNow tool. And then we will understand why this is very boring, why we need a solution to avoid this repetitive task. Then we will understand the Power Virtual Agent capabilities and the key terms used in the Power Virtual Agent. Then we will understand the topics and examples related to how do we define the topics, and then there are a couple of examples around it. And then we will finally understand the topic conversation path and then jump to a real working demo. Let's understand ServiceNow ticketing system. First, any incident happen, like in this example, SQL database is not responding. And then second step is that some users who's experiencing this issue will report this incident. Once the incident is reported, it goes to the incident management team where they will start the assessment of the issue and then assign a particular set of individual who will be assisting for this ticket, and then they will start the investigation. Once they find a root cause of the investigation, they will fix that issue and then the incident will be closed. This is a typical ServiceNow ticketing system. Okay, so let's understand the ticket lifecycle. We will use the same example discussed earlier for SQL database not responding. So once we report a issue, like some user is reporting that SQL database is not responding, it becomes a incident. And the team notices that this is not just one user, it is impacting multiple people. That means lots of users not able to access the SQL database. Then some system administrator of SQL database creates a problem, okay, based on these incidents. So first incident is raised and then the problem ticket is created. Now team who's trying to fix the root cause of this problem, okay, then they understand, okay, this is a root cause of the issue. Like SQL database, for example, SQL database requires more memory, right? And this is a root cause. So now they need to implement this root cause in the production environment. And for anything or everything, whenever you implement in the production environment, you have to create a change ticket. And then change ticket will be approved by multiple stakeholders, okay, so that there is no production impact. Then the change is accessed, implemented and reviewed. That means whenever you execute any change, you have to get approval from the, all the stakeholders. You need to find out whether this change does not impact the already running production environment. So this has to be properly planned. So that is why it requires assessment, implementation, and review. Once the problem is solved after the change is implemented, you usually close these incidents. So this is the whole life cycle of ticketing in the ServiceNow. Okay, so you might be thinking why it is so boring, right? Why it is so boring? Because whenever a user creates a snow incident, right, and he goes to the snow URL and then start typing so much details into it, right, and then whenever incident is created, there is a project manager who manages so many activities in your project, right? So project manager actually schedules a meeting for the same incident so that he can close this incident at the earliest. Project manager creates a team channel so that team members who is experiencing this issue along with the people who are going to solve this issue come on the same channel and then can chat with each other and exchange some information which is very critical to this incident. The same project manager posts messages about the incident so that all the stakeholders gets the latest and updated information about this incident, because this incidents can be very critical, right? There can be production critical incidents which may impact your business, right? Billions of dollars. So there is somebody who have to communicate it constantly, and that poor guy is a project manager. Then project manager notifies everybody in a same information in a email, and that email notification starts from creating the incident and then it ends till the time the incident is not closed. So lots of communication goes in this. Then there are other part of the problem, right? Because it is not just sending an email or team messages, it is more than that, because he need to also create Jira tickets, because Jira is a tool where all your agile activities are tracked. So he need to also make sure that all his resources who is working on this incident is actually charging to a particular cost code, and all these activities are recorded in the Jira, because that is the task which they are getting assigned to. So that tracking happens in Jira. And then project manager keep updating the Jira tickets, or whosoever, like not just project manager, the team who's working on the Jira ticket tries to update this information in the Jira tool. So now every change, every information which is passing from team members and then some activities are going on, all these tools will be used day in and day out. So it becomes very, very difficult and boring, because you have to communicate this to multiple channels. You have to there is a lots of duplication involved, right? And the biggest impact of this is that people who are technical folks who want to work on the incident, who are really core technical folks, they don't like it, because their focus is working on the technical activities, not just doing this documentation and communication and sending multiple email and same repeated information, right? So nobody likes it. So okay, so now you might be thinking that this is a big issue, right? And you might be also experiencing the same problem. So what is the solution? Let's find out the solution. So for this, we need to build a solution which can improve the productivity, because 50% of your bandwidth is going into the context switching from one tool to another tool. And as per the latest research, more context switching happens in a process, you are wasting so much cycle time, right? So you have to avoid this context switching from one tool to another tool. And in this case, there are multiple tools already involved in this. We need to also create a solution that can free up the bandwidth for user, because he does not need to go through these multiple tools and get the status update, because users who are impacted with this incident, they don't have to go to multiple places to find out what is going on, right? They only want to know, okay, in one shot, in crisp manner, that what is going on and why it is, when it will be solved, right? We need to also deploy a solution which can free the incident engineer's bandwidth, because incident engineer again trying to communicate to multiple channels, trying to seek the information from multiple channels, he's sending email, he's getting the information from users via the chat, right? So he has this issue that he need to again go through multiple places. And same way is applicable for PM who wants to, track this progress in the incident. So they need to, so all these team members need to go through Jira, ServiceNow, Teams and emails, right? And lot many different tools. It depends upon the organization where you're working and what kind of standard tools you are using. So what is the solution then? The solution is that if you use ServiceNow with Power Automate and Power Virtual Agent, you can definitely improve lots of productivity. Okay. Okay, so let's understand the Power Virtual Agent capabilities. Power Virtual Agent helps you for task automation. It integrates seamlessly with all the Power Platform tools. And then it also helps you to reduce the assisted support inquiries, which helps you to improve the customer interaction, reduce customer service cost, and then eventually impact your business, with the improved productivity, right? With this, you can also transfer the chat to the live agent, and then customers are very happy because they are getting the instant responses, and it gives you personalized customer interaction so that customer does not think that this is a somebody live human being is not talking to them. He gets a personalized interaction. Now let's understand Power Virtual Agent key terms and terminology used. Topic is a certain topic against which you start your discussion. Like for example, if the topic is weather, then I will start the discussion for the weather to find out what is a temperature, what is a highest temperature, lowest temperature. So that is a topic. Entities are the data which is supplied, okay, and that data has some format around it. So like one example is centigrade, that or temperature. Temperature is a entity, and then it is measured in a centigrade, and there is certain limits. Okay, so those things are called entities. And this is very important because whenever a conversation happens, at that point of time, we need to understand that which entity a user is trying to ask about, right? So that is why it is very important. Then nodes. Nodes are whenever a conversation starts and end, then there are certain activities where you ask a question, somebody like chatbot respond to it. So all these step by step steps are called nodes in the Power Virtual Agent. Okay, so every node represents some activity. Then there are variables where they are used to store the values. There are synonyms, like synonym could be, suppose you want to create same thing, like if suppose I want to say ticket, or I can say TKT, or I can say tickets. These are actually representing the same thing. So if user asks any of these things, it is understood exactly the same thing, and it will start that topic which is required for that word, keyword or synonyms. Then triggers, and whenever a particular trigger happens, then only the topic is started. What can be the trigger? Like if I ask a question, what is the temperature of Seattle? So that is a trigger which means that the weather topic will start. So it is a first starting point which is used to start the topic. Here are some quick examples of topics, like the trigger is hello, and then the whole topic of greeting starts, and then started sending a message that I am a virtual agent and how can I help. Similarly, for a check weather, the topic is, trigger is what is the weather today, and then immediately it understand that it need to start the weather check weather topic, and then in that it starts messaging and started asking the questions. Same way, goodbye is it the topic is started when you say trigger is perfect, have a great day, which means that you are going to send a goodbye message, and that can be this message. So this is how the topic works. Now whenever you design a topic, right, and a conversation path, you need to have these kind of nodes. Like one example is, you might be asking a question, or you might be calling an external action in Power Automate or Jira or some other external tool, right? And then you will be showing some message which is coming from chatbot or coming from some system, right? If you are retrieving the value from database, then the message will retrieve from database, and then it will show that message inside the chat, and that is a show message node. Then now there are two more nodes. Go to another topic, which means that it transfers the control to the other topic flow, and then end of the conversation, which typically ends the conversation with that user. Okay, so let's get started with the demo. In this demo, I'm going to showcase how we can integrate all these components in the chatbot created by Power Virtual Agent. So this is a working demo. Now, as and when user starts chatting with chatbot and he says that tickets, and immediately chatbot understands that you want to create some tickets, and it gives you these options: create a service request, view a service request, close service request. Similarly, it gives you multiple options for incidents: creating incidents, de-escalating incident, escalating incident, and closing incident. So like that, it gives you a menu. Now let's take an example. You want to create an incident. Okay, so it immediately starts asking the questions, what kind of incident you want to raise. For example, I'm using software incident, and then urgency or priority of the incident, and then in the comments I'm providing the comments that this is impacting the global users, and the main description is SQL DB is down. Okay, so this is my incident detail, and I submit it. The moment you submit it, it start triggering the flow. Okay, and let's see how it works. First, it created a Jira ticket, and then Jira issue ticket is this number. Okay, and then this is a key for the Jira ticket. Then it assigned it to the software team, because this is a software incident, so it will be assigned to the software team. Then it creates a meeting channel. So first it creates a, let's see what does it do. It creates the meeting, okay, for this incident, so that all the required users can attend this meeting. Then it also creates a team channel, and that team channel is created with the same name where you have used the incident number, right? And then it also invited the people in the team channel, right? And so that they can start communicating with each other, right? And then finally it sends a notification, and this is a incident detail. This is an incident number which it used. So let's see where this incident number is created. And finally it asks you whether you are happy with this service. If you say yes, then it will close it, and then it will ask the performance feedback. You can say that this is a feedback, and then it closes the communication, it end of the conversation. So now let's see where this incident is getting created. So this is a service now, and let's see. So this is an incident which it created. SQL DB is down, and this is a comment, and this is an incident number. Now let's check if it created a Jira ticket or not. So let's see. Yes, it created a Jira ticket with the same incident number 10001. SQL DB is down, and not just created a ticket, but it also provided all the details in that Jira description, that this description urgency high and issue is a software type, and then it is impacting the globe users in the globe. So user who is trying to create an incident does not have to type so many things in the Jira ticket again, right? It automatically does it. Then let's see whether it sent a email. Yes, it sent an email with all those details which user has provided in the chatbot. And this is a comprehensive email which is sent to not just to the user who created it, but also to the relevant set of people who will be working on this incident. So this is one. Then let's see whether does it create any teams. Okay, so once we come to teams, and it automatically created a channel. This is a channel which it creates, and in this channel it provided all the details about the incident, like SQL DB is down, severity, incident, the description and comment. So this is one. And then if you go to calendar, you will find that because this is a high incident, so within half an hour from the time when you started, then it will create a quick meeting invite so that team can join this meeting because it's a high severity incident. So this, if with one click, you are not doing anything, you are just clicking once, providing all the information in one shot, and that information is automatically distributed across the different tools without your intervention accurately, and it saves your time and energy. Okay, so now let's see what are the other use cases which is implemented in this. So I'm going back to Power Virtual Agent, and then I'm going to show you how this chatbot can be used to view the incident. So now let's suppose at some point of time user wants to see this incidents. So he opens this chatbot, and I'm actually doing in the test chatbot option, but this chatbot can be easily published to Teams, which I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes. Now let's see. I want to see this incident, view incident. So it understands that INC means incident. If I type full incident, it will also go through the same flow because this is a synonym of incident, right? INC, INCIDENT, all these are same thing, right? So it is asking you about the incident number, and this is the incident number. So let's copy this incident number from here and then provide the incident number, and immediately it started providing you the details about that incident. Yes, this is what you have entered, right? So similarly, you can add multiple options the way I have entered it here, right? These are the options you can implement. Now let's see if this is the incident, how do we publish it into the Teams? So this is a way you go to publish and then start publish, and immediately it will publish this whole chatbot into the team, and team you will find exactly the same experience which I have just shown you. Okay, looks like it automatically published it with one click. And let's open this bot in the team. This is the bot, and you see this is a ServiceNow symbol, right? I have added that icon so that it becomes easy for a person to understand which bot is this. And immediately you come here and you started typing all these details here the way I was using it. So now let's see, and immediately it gives you all those details: create service request, edit, escalate, right? And then you can use all these options the way you have used it. So it's very easy not just to develop this bot but also deploy it in the teams so that people can start using it. Now let's go back and see how we have designed this application, right? So that you can also start looking into it, and you can yourself design based on your own needs. So essentially what I have done here is I am using multiple connectors in this, right? So let me show you what are those connectors I'm using and how to use them. What are the trick involved in using it? So first is I am using this ServiceNow connector, which is already provided as a premium connector, and these are the topics I am using. Like for creating an incident, this is a topic, okay? And whenever you type any of these trigger phrases, it will automatically go to this flow: order an incident, create an incident, create INC, anything, right? So instead of selecting that menu, right, if you type any of these things, it will automatically understand that you want to create an incident. Okay, and then in that there are some limitations with Power Virtual Agent. You cannot design the adaptive cards, which I have just shown you. The adaptive cards cannot be designed. So whenever you want to create a adaptive card, you need to open this Power Virtual Agent, okay, in this way. So if you open in Bot Framework Composer, and immediately it will open this whole project in the Bot Framework Composer, and you will start designing your adaptive card in this Bot Framework Composer. Now for creating this adaptive card, you need to know some basic knowledge about adaptive cards, and this is one of the best way to start using the adaptive cards. So if you come here as a samples, there are lots of good samples already given, right? And then you can go to the designer. In designer it will give you options about a new card, and you can select all these cards which is already available and then start editing these cards. So like one example is, if I select blank card and then I can drag and drop these values like facts, tables, right? All those things I can start putting it and then start adding these details. And once I do it in the preview mode, it will show you the card how it looks like. Once you are happy with this card, it will give you an option to copy this JSON file, and then you can start copying this JSON file inside the bot framework composer. Now we are already in the bot framework composer after logging in. So when you click that button, it will automatically open it and ask your credential. You just provide your credential, it will copy all the topics here. So let me show you how I have created the create incident, and this will give you a good understanding. So in the create incident, I'm using the dialog box prompt for text, and in that I'm using this adaptive card. In the adaptive card, if I go back to here bot response and go to the code view, it will give you adaptive card which I have copied from adaptive designer, just shown there, and then you provide all the details. So like in this example, incident image is my image which I'm using for incident. That image, round image circle, that is an image, and that image is encoded image which is used here. The encoding is used from here. So you can copy the base64 encoded image here, and then it will automatically take it from this link. Similarly, I have added these columns, and then these are the icons which I have added for the incident, like priority, urgency, right? And then issue type, and you know, all those details. So this way you can create it. And then once you create the incident, okay, so let's go back to incident part, right? And then you come here and there is an option where you provide those as a output. So there is some input and then there is some output. So input for this create incident card is, because it is just a UI, so you need to provide these inputs from outside when you call this bot framework composer, this dialog, and these are the inputs which it requires in order to populate that card with. And then once you do that, then it creates a output which is nothing but a incident. So how did I created that incident? Let me show you that very quickly. So here in the order incident, I am using a Power Automate, right? And this is a Power Automate flow. So whenever user provide these inputs, right, then these inputs, these are the inputs, and these inputs are getting used inside the next step. In that next step, we are using the create record new incident, and in this we are using this Power Automate flow. And if you see, this is a input variables which is passing to this Power Automate, and this is a return value which is an incident number, and this is the same incident number which we are using for the next step. And what is this create record does? This is a Power Automate connector. Okay, so first you need to create a connection, and it's very easy. Creating a connection is very easy. New connection preference, and then you provide your name, connection name, instance name, username and password, right? And then after that it automatically creates that instance. And once you create it, then you have to populate those details which is required by the incident. Like in my example, I have only added 5 details, but you can add multiple details based on your requirement. And I'm just copying and pasting it, those things here. Like these are the available variables. I'm just copying and pasting it here. So once this is done, it will automatically go to ServiceNow and create an incident, and then whatever the incident number is created, it will you can just drag and drop it in the output. Okay, now there is a very important thing here which I want to show. So this is for the create incident, right? Similarly, for creating an incident, once the incident is created, you are also creating a Jira ticket. For Jira, again the same kind of technique. We are going to create a Jira connection, and in that Jira connection we are using those Jira related fields and then adding those values in this, right? It's drag and drop, and there are some inputs required, the same kind of input, and there are some outputs required for the, whenever a Jira ticket is created, issue number and issue key. So that is for Jira. And similarly I have used for Teams. For Teams, there are automatically you can schedule a team meeting. In the team meeting, you provide all the details about the incident details, the same variables, and then it will create a team meeting. So this is team meeting is going to be added in the calendar, and these are the details, and who are the required invitee. You can add those required invitee dynamically, right? And then create a ticket, create a meeting invite. Similarly, I have also used after Jira and meeting invite, I have also used the team channel creation. Exactly same thing. So in the channel creation, it again asks you the inputs, and in here the input number is this only, the incident number, and then you are creating a channel name. The channel name will be this, and then it provides you the channel ID and other details, which is created as an output. So once these things are created, right, and then finally it goes to the creating a posting a message in the team channel. Again you are going to post the same kind of message, and this is another activity, which is another Power Automate activity. And then finally it send a email. Again this is a standard one for sending an email. So just quickly showing you this. Sending an email, it is asking what are the details you want to add for sending an email, who are the person. So you can dynamically add this, to whom you want to create, the user who is logged in, you want to create to that user and his team. So you can add those details here, and then that is what finally it comes, and then end the conversation at the end. So after everything is done, then it again calls the incident detail prompt, which is nothing but a bot framework composer adaptive card, which will be displayed. So incident prompt detail, it uses the same kind of adaptive card, right? And this is a adaptive card where whenever you send a detailed, you try to send an input to the adaptive card, you need to use this convention called virtual agent dot, and then the name of the variable which you are going to pass to the adaptive card. So this is the name of the variable, okay? And then you start using it in the in your let me show you that you start using it directly in the code, and this is what it shows here. So this is what you are using, right, which is coming from outside, and it is flowing here in the adaptive card. So this is about how do you create this adaptive card, pass the information to the adaptive card, and how adaptive card can again pass it back. I just want to show you one more critical thing here, because for ServiceNow there is a specific set of query which is being used. So if you are very new to ServiceNow and you want to use that query, because without query you cannot use this. So let me show you how to do that. So again we are sending the for the view incident, we are sending the incident number, and then here the query, you need to specify this query here, okay? So how do you know that I need to pass this query? Because in your development activity you will be using some other query, right? Incident number, instead of that you will be using service request number, or you might be using that incident number list of all the incident from last month. So you will be passing those query where you need to specify the date range, right? How do you do that? So this particular query is very unique for the ServiceNow. How do we create this query here? Very easy. You come here and then go to the main page, and here you put a condition, and then in that you provide all that field what you want to query. Like in this example, I want to query about this incident number, so I will put a incident number, and this is the incident number, and then my incident number should be equal to this incident, and I run it. So that means I have tested my query, it is running fine. Now I want to know what is this query all about. So if you right click it, and then it says that copy query. Once you have the copy query, you can paste it, and this will be your query. So now you know that you need to specify number equal to, and then whatever incident number you want to query. So similarly, you can create any complex query and then use that query inside the Power Virtual Agent, where you are firing the query to the Snow, and Snow is returning you the results. This is very critical. So that is what I'm just trying to explain. Now, after you get everything, the query results are created in a result variable, and then you can modify this result. You can get the values from the result variable and start using it inside your flow. So that is pretty much. So let me know how you like this video, and then how can you use it. Was that helpful? Please put your comments.
Thanks for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon